Yesterday, I was invited at a conference on National Curriculum Summit 2024 to talk about entrepreneurship and financial literacy for children. That's a topic close to my heart. So I thought I covered some details over there in that panel talk, but today I thought that I will give you more details on it. So this video is for children in their teenage. I'm going to talk about financial literacy and entrepreneurship for you, and then also important equally for the parents as well as for the teachers. Watch this till the very end. So let's dive in. Entrepreneurship. At that conference, people were talking at length. We have done this for entrepreneurship in Pakistan. We have done that for entrepreneurship in the syllabus and curriculum. And I was just wondering, where is the impact? In fact, they didn't even know the definition of entrepreneurship. Some people were saying you can have entrepreneurship. It's just a mindset. You can implement it in your day job as well. They were clueless. First of all, let's agree on the definition of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is if you solve a problem for the people through your product or service, and that is such a pain for people that when you solve it, they pay you money for that. Then you have a business, and that is what an entrepreneur do. That entrepreneur solves problem for people and they create impact. An example is Baikia, which solved transport problem. Kareem, again, solved transport problem. Google, search engine, solved searching problem. So many out there, all examples are solving people's problems, and then they scale up and they solve problems for masses and they become big businesses. But underlying aim of every entrepreneur is to add value to people's lives one way or the other. The difference between entrepreneur and a businessman is a businessman always thinks about profit, whereas an entrepreneur always thinks about adding value to people's lives. Entrepreneur always works with a higher purpose, a higher calling. Like Steve Jobs used to say that he wants to make a dent in the universe. He wants to create such a big company, such a big impact. So for businessman, it's all about profits. But you know what Henry Ford said? He said a business that makes nothing but money is a poor business. That's what you need to learn. So that is entrepreneurship. Now, how to inculcate entrepreneurship in children in their teenage? You need to understand that entrepreneurship is not something that you can just like swimming. You cannot teach swimming in a conference or putting it in curriculum. You have to get into the swimming pool. You have to dip your feet in the water, go deep. That's how you learn to swim. And for becoming an entrepreneur, you need to leave the comfort zone behind, step into the darkness of unknown. Only then you taste entrepreneurship. It's all about tawakkul, where you're not sure what is going to happen, at the end of the month, paycheck is not going to come, how I'm going to survive. That is entrepreneurship. That is what an entrepreneur does. So in order to inculcate it, you need to just provide ecosystem to the children. Enable them. Our children are very afraid and fearful of failure. They don't try anything because their parents, they were being snubbed. Don't do this, don't do that. It's going to hurt. That is why they are unable to take a step, try new things. That is why they are failing. And they don't know how to deal with failure. So even if a person or a child tries something new, if he fails, he always gets this thing. Told you, don't try this. Told you to become a doctor or an engineer. You didn't listen to us. You just listened to your heart and went ahead and did it. Now, Steve, where you are now. That's the kind of attitude or the response they get from their parents or their teachers. An example is a drama, Kabhi Main Kabhi Tum, in which they highlighted how the parents thinking about their child, younger child, thinking of him as an inferior, really put him into a despair and a path where he just thought that he was useless. So our kids think that they're useless, and that is the starting point. That's what you need to do. Create an environment in your home where you appreciate people, appreciate your children for trying out new things. And if they fail at it, no problem. Tell them that, give them a hug, tell them that it's all right, it's perfectly okay. You may fail, no problem at all. We are with you, we support your ventures. Try again. Failure is all about learning new lessons, trying them again and again. The difference between our people and the brilliant entrepreneurs abroad is they are not afraid of failing. All the brilliant entrepreneurs like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and so on, you see, they have been failing like crazy in their life, and then eventually they made it. What you get to see is just the tip of the iceberg. When the success hit them, you see them in all their glory, but you have not seen when they were going through the darkness moments in their lives, like you and me. The same thing happens with your child. When he fails at something, pick him up, tell him to try it again. Ask him to take some lessons out of the last failure, apply that and improve it next time. If your child learns, or as a child, if you learn to do this in your teenage, I am sure you're going to be unstoppable when in your 20s or in your 30s. Nobody can beat you, because you would become such a great entrepreneur and you will create massive businesses. So that's what you need to learn. Create an enabling environment at your homes. Try appreciating people. Learn how to face the punches of life. After every fall, how to get up again and start moving again. From every failure, you have to rise stronger. You know what? In Silicon Valley and in America, they appreciate when you fail. And if a founder says that I have failed multiple times, there's more value of that founder. Investors pay more money to that founder investment because they think that he has gone down the path, he understands all the things, and he manages to make a comeback. That's what they're looking for. People are looking for such people. So as children, I really want you to learn the art of failing and then getting up again, trying out new things. Your school might say that bring money from home. What happens in our schools with our kids as well? Someday they would say, oh, there's a fun fair, please bring money from home. You will be getting some baked items, and from the bake sale, it will go to charity. And I reached out to my son's school teachers, principal, and said, why not educate the children, or tell them, give them this idea to bake the food themselves. The children should be baking the food themselves. Make them creators. Don't just make them consumers. From the bake sales, the proceeds should go to the charity. But what you have done in doing so, you have made the children creators. That is what you need to do, and they need to be trying out different things and then becoming great as they move in life. I hope you get the message. So if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, and we'll be continuing discussion on entrepreneurship for different segments of our society. Next video is going to be about entrepreneurship for women. So I thought that there's a dire need for us to talk more about these: entrepreneurship for children, entrepreneurship for women. So stay tuned for more. Thank you. Bye now.